We're good. Hello, 同学们好. 大家好 was good. I hope everyone's had a good day. It is weird to be streaming within 24 hours on Tuesday. Like, it's literally just been 24 hours since I last streamed. Oh my goodness. But I am here, and we're gonna start. While we wait, we are going to do a bit of Panu news because I need some testing. But yes, Hidden Scotty, hello. Black Flame, hello. Kimberly, hello. Let me see if I can get my mic working and functioning. Just, I guess you're just gonna stay down there. That's fine. So basically right now, before stream, I finished the PowerPoint, and so I was like, I got some time and I gotta figure out some other content. So I know I talk about JJ Lin a lot, and I want to work on some of his songs. And so there's one song that has like an amazing chorus. It goes along the lines of ba ba da da. Yeah, that's the chorus, and it goes, also, hello, Steven. We're waiting for folks to still come into class before I get started because, as usual, the content that I cover in the beginning is very, very relevant for the rest of it. So we need to make sure people show up. Also, hello, Vijay, but we also want to reward the people who do show up early. So I'm working on learning a Chinese ballad. I realized I talk about JJ like I really respect him as an artist, but, I just don't do a lot of JJ. So we're gonna go through some JJ songs, and hopefully this is elegant in a way that is pleasing to your all's ears. I'm working on it. It's really high. Also, hello, Jade. While folks are rolling in, we're gonna do one short bit of a song. Oh God, I think that's a sound on. 今天是什么啊？今天是星期二。今天星期二，我们上课。I think we 上课，我们上课，但是我不知道我上课什么东西。全都怪我，不该沉默是沉默，该阳光。Oh, wrong mic. Wrong mic. Okay, H. Hello, H. Indeed, such wisdom from Vijay. Okay. 全都怪我，不该沉默是沉默，该勇敢却软弱。如果不是我，误会自己洒脱，让我们难过。Yeah, lot going on there. Am I frozen? I think VTube Studio died. Did everything die? No. Is everything dead? Hold on. Back to intro screen. I need to check the mic. I think Zhuni died. Okay, we're good. 大家好,大家好. 你们好, juniors. No worries, Hidden Scotty. My Chinese is also very, very bad. Really bad. But also, as folks are rolling in, let me go ahead and switch screens one more time. We just chatting. Yeah, okay, we're good. I had to search what today was. 今天. I don't know what the tones are on 今天. But it's 今天. Yeah, we're back. We're good. And we're waiting for folks to roll on into class. For your classmates who are late, text them and be like, hey, show up on time. Solemn, welcome on in. We're glad to have you. That is an odd looking burger, but you know what? We're here for burgers. We like burgers. I think we like burgers. I hope we like burgers. I don't know. I guess this is a weird thing. I don't think it's weird, but I eat my burgers with a fork and a knife. And like that apparently caused a riot. Like people are like, what's wrong with you, Zhuni? Like, why are you using a fork and a knife? And I'm like, why not? I don't want to get my hands dirty because I am elegant. Anyhow, it's one of those things right where I understood the words, I'm familiar with them, but I don't know what they mean translated. Also totally fine, Vijeo. Odell, is that it? Hello? Yes, I am academic. Look, I even have a PowerPoint. All right, hold up. Boom. I have a PowerPoint because I am prepared. And we are good. Wait. Hold on. What do you mean? What's wrong with you? What is right with Zhuni? Zhuni uses a fork and a knife to prepare to eat his hamburgers. You know what? Aside from eating pizza, New York style pizza, I will certainly use a fork and a knife for my pizza, especially if you're doing Chicago deep dish. That stuff is not by hand. You get a fork and a knife. That thing's a pie. So you know what? I'll fight. You know what, Solemn? Just wear gloves? I don't want to wear gloves. I would just use my fork and a knife. Thank you, Steven. See, Solemn? Some people here appreciate using cutlery. You know, because that embodies elegance. I thought that was clever. Okay. You know what? Because today is about elegance, let's go ahead and let me see if we can take off my jacket today. I feel like today is very much a no jacket day, but I gotta remember what button it is to take off my jacket. Also, thank you so much, Sylvia. I think I want to try doing more Chinese in the future, a lot more Chinese songs. Because I just don't. And it was one of my goals to do more Chinese songs. And so I wanted to sing a lot more JJ. I've seen JJ perform live in concert and oh my God, he's amazing. And like the way he just like tosses his pitches up there, he sounds literally the same way he does on his record live. And that's wild. Anyhow, the goals in the future to do more Chinese songs. Yo, Zhuni's shoulders dead. Okay. I use cutlery with fish and chips, but that's just me. See, I don't think that's a problem. You got to get like an even distribution of my glasses. Zhuni sings in Chinese. Stop. Hey, The blushies. 1 second. Let me get my jacket off real fast because it's actually hot. We can learn Chinese together. I am totally for this. But let me go ahead and, you know what? I forgot the hotkey. I got my glasses off, but I forgot. Oh, it was 6. It's 6. Okay, so we're finally ready for class. We got the jacket off. We got glasses off. We're excited. It's 6. It's 6 and 4. 6 and 4. Notes to self. 6 and 4. Take stuff off. All right. It's a little hot, so we're taking off the jacket. All right. Strip it. This is not for free. We're doing this for lecture. All right. We need to make sure our students stay engaged the whole time. Hence why jacket off. Even Dr. Henderson takes off his jacket for dramatic effect. All right. We're here for dramatic effect. Okay. This is not for free. You all show up to class. This is literally your tuition dollars. Okay. Anyhow, let's get started. I think, we'll wait 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for people to roll on into class. And our folks who are still rolling in, we will wait patiently, but don't tell them the answers. I am so good. Be engaged. Make sure you pay attention to the content. I have a quiz in the making. I'm cooking up a quiz. I am also super excited for the SpyXFamily movie. To prepare for this lecture, I had to go through some of the old the SpyXFamily comics. Like I'm caught up. I read whenever it comes out. I'm also caught up in the anime, but it is so refreshing to go back through this anime. Like there are so many just wholesome moments, and just really cute. Like Anya's cute, but the author does a really great job of just like creating a wholesome environment. Like the parenting styles. It's just, I really, really like this series. And what really, really hooked me was because of this very first interaction with how he engaged in upper class society. And so we will definitely be talking about that and why this drew me as a manga. Also, hello Rhombus. My goal today, we have a couple goals. One, not say all this to say, because I say all this to say like all the time. So we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna use phrases such as henceforth or therefore, hitherto. I'm kidding, not hitherto. I think that's the wrong one. In conclusion, in summation, wrapping things up. There's 1,000 other ways to say all this to say, because all this to say is in conclusion, in summary, etc. Additionally, my other goals will be to really, really just focus in on my words. I have not necessarily prepared and practiced, all right? I finished this yesterday night. Oh, actually, I finished it this morning. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to put it down and we're going to wing it. And so we are fully winging this and we're going to see how well this goes. Oh my God. Something 다지야.我看不懂. Okay. With that, I think it's 7:15. I think I can officially start class. I'm hoping everyone who is here is here. I hope you have your notes out. I'm not joking. I had a quiz being made, and I might distribute it at the end of this. All right. Make sure you have your snacks. Make sure you have your water. Make sure you have your notebook. Make sure you're taking class, because class is now in session. Welcome, SpyXFamily, Elegance, and Social Capital. All right, to get things started, first, we are going to do Last Time on Anime Analysis with Zhuni Excel. Next, we will go through the background of SpyXFamily. Who is the author? What has he written in the past? How well is this series doing in general? What is leading to its popularity? And next, we will go through 2 theories and frameworks. Theories and frameworks are semi-interchangeable, although they are different. But we will go through some of the frameworks and theories that we will be using for this analysis. Finally, we will show examples, application to SpyXFamily, particularly quotes from the manga. And then finally, conclusions. I had implications here, but really, I think this presentation is more so why I really, really enjoy this as a social scientist who does education work. I really was drawn to the first arc a lot. Like it drew me in. And of course, it draws people in for reasons of like, this is funny, this is great, but I really thought it was a great example of seeing social capital and Lareau's framing of concerted cultivation. And so, therefore, I said therefore, not all of this to say, therefore, this is more of a presentation of like, I really like SpyXFamily a lot, and I think it does a great job. And that is probably my argument for this presentation. My argument is SpyXFamily is a very great show that uses sociological concepts such as Bourdieu's habitus and cultural capital and Lareau's concerted cultivation to develop their characters and to build a more realistic environment for their characters. Let's move on. Last time on Anime Analysis with Zhuni Excel. Last time we studied My Hero Academia in society. We found that schools in society have a very can be very linked to each other. In particular, in the My Hero Academia universe, the federal government is able to invest resources into education systems in hopes that it produces model heroes. This is not unique to the My Hero Academia universe, and keep this in mind as we go through the SpyXFamily universe. Social reproduction. Schools also take part in the reproduction of systemic equality and inequality and upholding the status quo. Again, we see this with the Hero Agency. We see this with how schools are connected to each other. Clearly, I did not proofread this, and I left the fill this later. And so, with the fill this in later, we also have social deviance as part of the My Hero Academia society. While we don't have social deviance, I think there is an example of social deviance. There's only one example. One example, and that's in the manga, and it hasn't come out yet. But social deviance is not a major theme in SpyXFamily, but it is still an important theme nonetheless. All right, so first, SpyXFamily, elegance at its finest. We will talk about the characters. We'll talk about reception to the series. Also, I'm hoping to keep this a lot shorter than an hour and a half last time. That was a lot. And so I'm hoping to keep this brief. We will see how brief this is kept. For some reason, my gut says this is not going to be brief, but there are 31 slides in total. But we're going to keep this brief. Moving on, SpyXFamily. The series is written by author and illustrator Tatsuyo Endo. When he started writing anime, he started writing darker pieces, particularly around World War II. Death, one of his more big pieces was a series called, I left it in the notes, and I can't see my notes. But he wrote another series about a radical religious group, and a member of that radical religious group assassinating other people for the religious group. However, this assassin comes in contact with someone who is of like the normal society. And so in this, they begin to realize that, oh, I am the one that is wrong rather than you, and I don't know why I'm assassinating you. So you can see that Endo's work in the past has very similar themes to what he does now with SpyXFamily. SpyXFamily has themes around Ostia and Westphalis in conflict with each other. Very much the East versus like USSR, Soviets, and the United States, democracy, communism. And we see that conflict playing out here. Now, the shift that Endo took towards SpyXFamily, though, was a recommendation by his editor. His editor had recommended, hey, maybe you should write something lighter. And so, hence, we get SpyXFamily. But we still continue to see qualities of his past work. We can see that Yor, as the assassin, is the assassin role. He never got rid of that. He still has conflict in between the West, the Soviets and the United States, democracy and communism. And so very, very similar themes, just in a more playful way through schools. The guy that mentioned SpyXFamily is just made for kick. The guy mentioned that SpyXFamily, yeah, like he was just trying to figure out what he wanted to do. Also, the moon is the author, his illustration for whenever he talks. So like at the end of Shonen Jump, they post this picture. So like, what's his face? Oda for One Piece has a fish. They all have this. Now, the reception that SpyXFamily has been receiving has been really, really good reception. It's won a bunch of awards. It's been nominated for a bunch of awards, and it's continuing to do very, very well. Also, it helps that the opening is a banger. Oh, so good. I love the theme. Honestly, I should probably cover it sometime, but it's hard. Oh my god, it's hard. Also, the bass line, I love the bass line. It is such a groovy bass line. I remember when it came out, I just sat there and listened to the bass line over and over and over again. Anyways, all this to say, I really enjoy. Oh my god, I refreshed the page. I cannot use that hotkey. Okay, be careful with that hotkey. In conclusion, I really like the opening of SpyXFamily season 1. That's not to say SpyXFamily 2 season 2 is not. Season 1's theme will always hold a special place in my heart. All right, let's keep moving on. Characters. So SpyXFamily has a very wide variety of characters. Clearly, I did not proofread this either, so we're just gonna delete this. We will be focusing on 4 characters. Okay, let's put that back. Ahem. So we'll be focusing on 4 characters. Okay, first, Lloyd Forger. Lloyd Forger is an agent of West. Did I put? Nope. Okay. Let me set up the scene for you. Currently in the world that SpyXFamily takes place in, Westeros and Ostia are in conflict with each other. They're essentially in a large Cold War. They've wrapped up the war. They've wrapped up. This is the end of one war that I'm assuming is supposed to represent World War II. And now that they are in a Cold War, Ostia and Westeros are in conflict with each other. And rather than sending combatants and troops, they're using spies. Very similar to the Cold War in the United States between the Soviets and the United States. And so one of the most renowned agents, Lloyd Forger, is taking a mission called Mission Strix in Ostia. And part of this mission is to infiltrate a school. And so because of this, Lloyd cannot infiltrate a school. He is old. And so with that, he has to build a fake family, get in touch with the school. The reason the school matters, though, is because there is a high-ranking official who is a part of the Ostian government who has a student enrolled in that school. And so part of Lloyd's job is to make sure that he's able to be in contact. And I don't know what his role is with the other guy. I'm not sure if he's supposed to assassinate him, do something, but he's supposed to be in contact with this individual. Now, Anya is an adopted girl by Lloyd. And all we know about Anya, and all the anime knows, is that she is a telepath. We know that she has some backstory with human testing and being a telepath. But Anya is cute and also an incredibly important part. She causes a lot of trouble. She is gremlin. She likes peanuts and does not like carrots. And she causes a lot of trouble. Next, we have Yor Forger. Yor was originally, she works in the Ostian government, and she is trying to have a cover-up to make sure that no one sees that she's single. Because in Ostian society, I guess it's really important that you are in a relationship and married, a partnered relationship, particularly, like a functioning home in such, like what's the word I'm looking for? Dual family. And so they want traditional family incomes. And so we have Yor, who is not supposed to be a full-time assassin, but we learned that Yor takes up assassination because her and her brother grew up in really hard times and she needed money. And she found that she was really, really good at assassinating people. And so Yor is an assassin on the side, but she's really looking to I think she's trying to give up that life right now. And so Yor and Lloyd meet at a clothing shop one day, and Lloyd identifies Yor as, she's probably a really good person. Thank you, nuclear family. Identifies Yor as an individual who would be very good for this mission. He does not know anything about her assassination work, but he needs a wife of some sort to be able to interview at the school. So Yor, I also really like Yor. I'm pretty sure I have a type. We're not going to go into that. we're just gonna leave that conversation there. Yeah, Lloyd is really cool too. I like Lloyd a lot. Like, Lloyd is goals. But yes, Kimberly, we are talking about SpyXFamily today. Let us keep going. So finally, the last character that we have is Henry Henderson. Now, Henry Henderson is not necessarily what you'd call an antagonist at the beginning, but Henry Henderson definitely is prohibiting Anya's entrance into the school. And he is the headmaster for the school, who is, I believe, teaching Anya's class. One of Henry Henderson's most important lines and traits is elegance. And god dang, he really takes elegance to another level. And so it's important that we remember Henry. Let me go ahead and scoochie myself a little bit. Let me put myself on this side. Henry Henderson, because of his role in being able to enforce elegance. Now the question is, what exactly is elegance to Henry Henderson? And I think that's an important question that I can kind of answer. So those are the cast of characters that we'll be working with. Of course, there are many other characters that we have. Like we have the boy, I forgot his name, Damian. We have Damian. We have a bunch of other people as well. We have the dog. The dog is real cute. But unfortunately for this analysis, we don't need to talk about them a lot. Really, we're going to be focusing on Lloyd and Henry. But Anya and Yor are also important parts because they are supposed to be a nuclear family, and because Lloyd has to focus on helping Anya and Yor engage in upper class practices. So next, Eden Academy. Eden Academy is the utmost prestigious university of Austria. Many important figures attend Eden Academy. Children attend Eden Academy. Becky Blackwell is a friend of Anya's, and her family owns a large weapons facility, and so or their weapons distributor. And so she's an important character. We have Damian, who's also the son, who is the son of an important figure. And we also have many other politicians who are involved. Like during the dodgeball game, we see like this giant kid who's like the son of a military commander. Basically, all the people who go to Eden Academy are the most prestigious and the highest of their class. To get into the school, there is one entrance exam that you have to score a minimum of a 31 on, and after that, there is a family interview. The first year curriculum, as we are aware, is currently history, math, science, reading, and optionally, and these are their choices: physical education, arts and crafts, and classical languages. So to prepare for Eden Academy, Anya had to do a lot of studying, and to get in here is a huge deal. I would say that very much like for colleges in the United States, you have the Ivy Leagues. Eden Academy is most likely of the Ivy League for K through 12 education. Particularly, I would most likely draw the connection between Eden Academy and probably Harvard University. Probably Harvard. I think I actually have an example of that later. So we can see the whole first arc of SpyXFamily is to get Anya enrolled in here. And I'm really going to be focusing on this part only. While I may draw some examples from other parts and other future parts of oh my god, my mind blanked, of SpyXFamily, we will focus on the first admissions portion because that is what drew me to this series. So the frameworks that we'll be using for this, we will be focusing on two frameworks by authors Pierre Bourdieu, who passed away in like 2003, and Annette Lareau, who is still currently living and working at the University of Pennsylvania in their sociology department. Pierre Bourdieu is very concerned with dynamics of power and builds upon theories of Weber and Marx. So last month, we talked about functional and conflict theory. And so this theory that we'll be using, basically this analysis that we'll be focusing on is we'll be focusing and using conflict theory. Yes, Hidden Scotty, do you have questions? I'm sorry, let me go back. I'm going to take a moment and pause. Does anybody have any questions, comments, complaints, arguments, or otherwise as we go into the rest of this presentation? Additionally, hopefully this has set up at least the world of SpyXFamily while I get water. I would argue the name alludes the setting alludes more to European society, therefore add Eden like Eton, but that may just be me. That's fair. I think that's a fair argument. However, for like US centric folks and like the US higher education model and the history of higher education is built from the European and German model, or the UK and German higher education systems. And so basically pretty similar. I think in terms of prestige, it's like Harvard or like the Ivy Leagues. But that's a fair point. I will take that. And we will, any other questions as we move on? Anything else? Boop, boop. I have a question. Is Anya the only character in SpyXFamily? Anya is not the only character, but she is the most, I think, well-known character because she's really cute. Like, oh my god, she's adorable. But there is Lloyd, Anya, Yor, Henry Henderson, and a whole other cast of characters. So Anya is just the most well-known. She's freaking adorable, like way too adorable. It's actually too much. She needs to stop. And so, yes, those are our characters. Okay, I will be moving on to frameworks. So, as I said earlier, we have Pierre Bourdieu, who passed away in 2003-ish. He focused on conflict theories and theories focused on power, building upon Marx and Weber. Marx, as many of us know from communism, but Marx is well known for just conflict, like building upon class conflict with the bourgeois and what is the word? The proletariat and the bourgeois. And so he builds upon that and focuses on a theory of habitus, which is his theory of social capital. We will talk a bit more about that, I believe, in the next couple of slides. Annette Lareau is currently still alive. She works at the University of Pennsylvania and wrote a very seminal book to sociology of education called Unequal Childhoods, Class, Race, and Family Life. Essentially, in this piece, she argues that unequal childhoods identifies the way social classes. She focuses on how unequal childhoods shape social, or how one more time, Zhuni, how social class shapes children's experiences. I would just like to say the basic classes in the school that Anya attends are the same at my college. Yes, basically. Going back to that, sorry, we digressed really fast. History, math, science, reading is like your basic core. Those are your general education requirements. However, you have options to take within those. So, in conclusion, those are common requirements for most colleges, unless you go to like a technical college. So, Annette Lareau, she goes through and identifies how social class shapes children's life experiences. And again, we will go into this. She coins the terms the accomplishments of natural growth and concerted cultivation. And how she did this is she basically, her and her research team followed a bunch of families and took notes on their lives and field notes and wrote about the, and then like consolidated and coded through the data to understand how there are differences across social class. And we'll go through her findings as we get into the theories and frameworks. So for forms of cultural capital, there are 3 different forms within cultural capital. First is embodied capital. Embodied capital are things such as your accent, your culture, your hobbies, your interests. And so embodied is like, for me as like a Korean American, Chinese American, like whenever I do activities or like when I eat food, I prep like Korean food. So like I really enjoy dakmanduguk. Yeah, dakmanduguk. I made that today for dinner. I should be able to. I'm not should. While most people expect me to be able to speak Korean, 나 한국말 super 진짜 못해요. 못해요. Also accents though, like when I speak English, I am from the Midwest, and so that is also a culture, Midwestern culture. We got the Midwestern, all sorts of things in the United States. Also very different from like the UK culture, and so accents and culture shape, but also the hobbies that I have, right? As someone who is now a part of the VTubing community, there is a lot of things that I know about VTubing that most normal people do not know, that I had to learn. Like the phrases mom and dad, like mama and papa, mom is like the one who creates you, who rigs you. Also like a lot of other pieces that go into VTubing culture that people don't know. Also interests. For example, like as a VTuber, there's a certain niche interest that I have, and like sometimes there's just very little crossover of them. For example, if you are an academic VTuber, very brief overlap. However, for things like, watching anime in VTubers, very big overlap. There are cultural things that we can talk about, like Oshinoko. That's something we all relate to. That's also something we're super interested in. I'm interested in. You're going to be interested too. I'm kidding. You don't have to be interested. But embodied capital is the intangible things that make up some of the cultural contexts of which we come from. And of course, this varies from person to person. This is not like, oh, we are a part of VTuber culture, we know VTuber things, but that doesn't mean we all have the same VTuber interests, because when different cultural identities overlap, we get different blends of it. So for example, like I enjoy C-pop ballads and JJ Lin. Do other people in the VTubing community even know who JJ is? Most likely not. That's just a Zhuni thing. I am very tempted to say the phrase, but I'm not going to. That is embodied capital in a nutshell. Next, we have objectified. And objectified is not termed in the phrase like, I have objectified this person. Literally objects, physical, tangible objects, such as cars, books, and music. For example, if you are part of the VTuber community, you most likely own some form of VTuber merch. I don't. With that, if you're a part of a different community, right? So let's say like you're a huge Oshi of, I'm going to use Carrot as an example because she has merch right now. Like you got Carrot's 10K celebration merch, right? That shows you are a part of the Carrot Kuromi community. And for example, if Zhuni gets to like merch one day, and you know that you can be a part of the Zhuni community with Zhuni merch, those are indicators of some of the cultural backgrounds that you have. Or for another example, if you are a VTuber, right? Just a general VTuber, you have your model. Like my model is a sign for me, other people, that I am of VTuber culture. Literally, VTuber culture. I cannot exist without this. And so basically objectified is the objects that indicate how you can present yourself that identifies your cultural backgrounds. Question from Scotty: is embodied both the implied and explicit, such as privilege? So right now in this example that we're giving, what we're doing is we're not adding value additive statements to this. These are simply frameworks to understand the situation that we're in. Now, privilege is very much something that can be discussed after this, right? For example, if I have more opportunities because of some of the cultural qualities that I have, then that allows me a different access to institutions. For example, we privilege upper class norms to go into Ivy institutions because we are socialized in a particular way. However, that is separate from cultural capital. Cultural capital is just a way to understand the things and phenomena that we are looking at. These are words. Privilege is another lens that we apply on top of understanding cultural capital to say, because of such example, because of X, Y, and Z, you have more access to something or not. Simply having simply owning and having a particular object and having a particular culture does not necessarily equate to privilege. That also is situated within the environment that you're living in. For example, as an Asian American in the United States, my culture, back in the day, I was bullied for being Asian American. However, nowadays, Asian American culture, particularly K-pop, J-pop, are now things that people really, really enjoy. Based on the time and the cultural context, I am now more accepted. I would not say it is a privilege though. Such as, for example, in the United States, if you are a white, cisgendered person, you will generally have more opportunities because that is more within line of the broader cultural aspects of the United States. And now I understand this is a very broad statement. However, privilege is a very challenging and convoluted concept. And based on a lot of caveats, it can go in many directions. And so while I'm open to having the conversations, I think it's really challenging because privilege can be looked at in so many different lenses, and it's not to say that it does not exist, but you really have to be in a good space with the other individual that you're engaging in a conversation. In conclusion, this can allude to different privileges. However, this is not necessarily a conversation about privileges. This is a way to have language to be able to describe different forms of capital. I think that answered your question, and I think I addressed some other things. You also got some Zhuni lore. And hopefully that helped. The last form of capital that's in here is institutionalized capital. Institutionalized are forms, paper, things that identify that you have a particular qualification. For example, I've got a couple master's degrees. I've got a okay, I'm working on my PhD. I'm a grad student. I will be getting my PhD at some point. However, those are credentials that say I generally know what I'm talking about. Other credentials that exist are such as I have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That is very much a kind of credential that people have. That's institutionalized. That shows 1 million people regularly follow and engage with you, right? Twitter is also another way for institutionalized capital. Now, the thing is, this capital is very, very specific, at least in this example. These forms of capital are specific to the culture that it's a part of. For example, as an academic, and I see like a VTubing account with 1 million subscribers, what does that indicate to me? This indicates to me that you are an incredibly great performer, you're an incredibly great social media presence, and while I think there is some form of capital, you may not have the same level of rigor when you're talking about methodologies, when you're talking about literature. I do know that you are an expert in social media. However, when you look at Zhuni as like, oh, he has like a PhD, that means nothing to VTubing. It literally means nothing to VTubing. Congrats, you are going to get a PhD. How many subscribers do you have? Right? So all this to say, institutionalized capital very much varies based on the kind of environment and cultural background that you're engaging in. And like, you know, I am a CEO of big name company. Like, what does that mean to us VTubers? That means nothing. So institutionalized capital can vary based on different cultural backgrounds, but it's also important that you situate it within that cultural background, and still it does count. Hidden Scotty, so it doesn't always have to be from traditional structures. So traditional structures, I think, is a challenging question and phrase, right? Traditional structures is who's traditional. The United States traditional is very different from China's traditional, very different from Taiwan, very different from Korea, very different from like Malaysia, France, UK. So traditional, like, you have to be careful about how you define it. Academia, essentially, when we're working through these phrases, we really have to hone down on the research question and purpose. We can't just leave broad things open. We need to talk a particular example and instance. Okay, that is different forms of cultural capital. Reviewing, we have embodied capital, which is some of the things that you just have and you grow up with and are socialized with. Your accent, your culture, your hobbies, your interests. Objects are physical, tangible things that show your cultural context. For example, if I show up with a giant Zhuni Excel shirt, that is, I am of Zhuni, like a Zhuni community. Also, hi, Karimara. I don't know anything about elegance. Please, we're figuring that out, Carrie. We are doing our best. Also, hello. Finally, institutionalized is ways that you show different credentials and how you show those credentials. For example, followers on Twitter, YouTube subscribers, or if you have a PhD or 2 master's degrees. You know, just a couple things to indicate that you have credentials of some sort, but that may not be applicable across different communities and cultures. Yeah. Any questions? This is going to take forever. We're gonna be here forever. I said this was gonna be shorter. This is taking forever. It's okay. Okay. Any questions? Any questions at all? I'm going to get some water while I wait for questions and count to 10 in my head. Okay, that's 10. Moving on. So we have language now to identify different forms of cultural capital, but we also have the more specific frame. And again, Annette Lareau did her study by going into different communities and understanding how social class shaped different childhood development. And so she came up with two different two different ways of growth. Also, I'm doing great. We are currently, I'm actually really busy this week. I'm dying. Death. I've been putting off this presentation. but I hopefully will be able to provide you with some good content on the SpyXFamily, since I'm going to Central Europe in like 5 days. I need to pack. So we're doing the SpyXFamily anime analysis, and hopefully we'll have something put together. So yeah, anyhow, Zhuni digresses. Unequal childhoods. First, Annette Lareau coined the term concerted cultivation. Concerted cultivation is essentially, imagine your suburban middle-class mom, right? You're in the suburbs, you're like a kid, and you're getting shipped off to soccer practice. Then after that, you gotta go to piano lessons, and then after that, you gotta go somewhere else. Concerted cultivation as a parenting style is that the parents will help push you in the particular direction that you're going in to be able to grow in a particular way. In concerted cultivation, though, these middle-class parents will also teach kids to engage, right? They're not just telling kids how to do things. They're engaging children in the process. For example, if I had a child, I would say to my child, so what did you think about lunch today? Did you think it was too salty? How can we make it better? Or examples of like, what kind of games do you want to play? What kind of sports do you want to engage in? Those are examples of like concerted cultivation, as we are asking the children to give us feedback rather than just one thing at a time. And so concerted cultivation is empowering kids to be able to ask questions and challenge authority. However, the contrast to that is accomplishments of natural growth. In this kind of growth, accomplishments of natural growth are long periods of unstructured time. So for example, if I were a parent who was doing accomplishments of natural growth, I would just be like, go outside, figure it out. That's actually how I was raised. My parents would like, okay, Judy, there's the library, have fun, figure out what to do. Or like, oh, here, have fun at the driving range, go whack balls for 2 hours while I'm out. Accomplishments of natural growth is basically, let's pray and hope that your kid figures out what they're doing. And so parents, and also in this, parents give orders to their kids rather than having opinions. For example, if I were to give my kid lunch again, rather than saying, oh, how was lunch today? What did you like or dislike? Did you like your sandwich? That is a question that assumes you like the sandwich. And they don't really get an opinion on it. Good, I'm glad you enjoyed your sandwich. You're getting another sandwich tomorrow. Oh, you want mac and cheese? Nah, none of that. Another ham sandwich. You want something else? No, more sandwiches for you. And so that's what natural growth would look like. Okay, that was probably a little bit much with the ham sandwiches, but the point is that accomplishments of natural growth, kids aren't really given an option. Kids are essentially like, hey, like, do it. I am telling you how to do it. My parents were unique in that they would tell me to figure it out and then wouldn't get mad when I don't. Yeah, like that. So I think that's like a combination of a concerted cultivation and natural growth. And so this is to say, like, one, these are very broad categories based on the area of study that Lareau had. However, as a social scientist in the field of sociology, essentially what they do, they create broad arguments based on these things, and we apply them to different scenarios. Excuse me. And so while your parenting style, or however you're reflecting on your parenting, may embody like concerted cultivation or accomplishments of natural growth, it is very different based on where you are. What a mood though. I think the amount of sandwiches Zhuni had in his childhood okay, I actually did not have a lot of ham sandwiches. As like going back to Zhuni lore, Zhuni, I ate lunch at school. I got bullied once for my food. This was when Asian food was still not cool. I brought kimbap to lunch and I was bullied so hard about my kimbap. They're like, ew, what's that smell? Like, why does it smell funny? What does it look funny? And then after that, I started buying lunch. It was bad. Oh my God, I hate those kids. Anyhow, I actually never got sandwiches. Never once did I have a ham sandwich. That was just the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, question. So concerted cultivation, doesn't that enforce the parents' values on the child? Concerted cultivation is not about enforcing the parents' values on the children. Children are able to generally find their own values in asking them questions. For example, like, so what did you think about, like, okay, here's the example here. We must become accustomed to fine art and the like. And so in this case, Lloyd is giving her the option and like freedom to go look through the museum. And so like she's developing opinions. Boobies! I can see her boobies pop up. Why is it every time? I'm sorry. I realize every time we do one of these presentations, boobs pop up at some point. Like last time when I was doing the My Hero Academia one, I went to Denji and like I just want to touch some titties. And then like here, it's like boobies. I can see her boobies. I don't have a problem. I don't know. They're just funny examples. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. Boobies are a normal part of life. All right. Boobs exist. They are present. I'm done. We're done. Oh, blush. Okay. So concerted cultivation, in short, it's not about enforcing values on the child. It is about the child finding their own ways to go through life and then also challenge authority when necessary. Also, kimbap. Kimbap is great. What is the problem with kimbap? There were a lot of Asian kids in my school, so Asian lunches were always cool. I was bullied for that kind of crap in the Midwest. Oh my God, so much bullying. So I think maybe it was probably safer that I bought lunch at school because like legitimately I wouldn't get bullied for my food. But also that means I literally have, I'm basically learning how to like cook Asian food now and really embrace all of that. I would never judge a boob man. Look, I am not saying that Zhuni is a boob man. We're gonna move on. Any other questions? Unboob related. Unboob related. Oh my God, the plushies. Unboob related questions. Okay. Yes, the Midwest has all the same food. Ranch, the Midwest ope. Also, the Midwest does hold a very dear place in my heart. That's not in this presentation. I was working on 2 presentations today. I got them mixed up. Mr. Excel, this seems like out of class conversation. This is dirty data conversation. We will have this conversation at a different time. Different time. All right. So with all of that being set up, we have our characters. We have Lloyd, Anya, Henderson. We have Yor. We have 2 frameworks. We have Bourdieu and we have concerted cultivation by Lareau. And with that, we need to first answer the question, how is elegance defined by Henderson? Henderson is incredibly excited about elegance. And what Henderson says is elegance is what will bring about a better world. But what is elegance? He never outright says what is elegance. He identifies how elegance can be used to bring about a better world, but he doesn't say, I am looking for XYZ qualities. Now, the reason why we're focusing on elegance so much is because of the role that Henderson has at the school. From our last presentation with My Hero Academia, we see that schools have a very important part of general society and socialization. And with the role that Henderson has in cultivating the next generation of scholars and working people, he also vets the parents. And so with that, we have to very carefully consider what is Henderson's definition of elegance. Yes, so We're going to do that. We're going to take some time and examine elegance. Now, I have pulled many examples of what Henderson defines as elegance all here. My favorite one is this one. Zhuni, if we met in school, I would never bully you on your lunch. I would say, can I try that food? Kids these days are a lot nicer, Sylvia. A lot nicer and a lot more open to Asian food. But I still appreciate the sentiment. And I wish that I could have gone to school with you all because I probably wouldn't have been, actually, I probably still would have been bullied. There's other reasons to bully me. All this to say, I said it. I digress. That is the phrase that I want to capture when I say that. I am digressing from the point. I digress. Here are examples of what Henry Henderson says about elegance. The first example is one of my favorites. There's nothing more elegance than the precious elegance of youth. And this is particularly as an example of when Damien is in, I forgot what it's called when you're in trouble in school. What is it called when you're in trouble? He's in detention. And so what his friends do is basically they try to get detention. And so they do all these things where Henderson's like, yeah, you should be in detention. But Henderson knows. Like, when you all think you're being clever with your teachers, we know. Like, we know what's going on. Like, oh, you got a crush on this individual? She might be out of your league. No, I'm kidding. Look, whenever I see students who want to be couples, I'm like, actually, it depends on the students. I have my own opinions. There was some cubicle drama. I was like, ooh, it's spicy times. Between two students, I was like, oh boy, you want to study together? Anyways, I digress. Let us return to the point. Henderson really applauds these two boys wanting to spend time with Damien and help him relax because Damien's really stressed out. We also see that she continues to emphasize the importance of friendship between students. It may have been a personal grudge, but she even stood up for the boy. She stood up to the boys for the sake of her friend. Très élégante, Anya Forger, right? So even in this case, yes, it was not elegant. In his eyes, it was not elegant to punch him in the face. But for the sake of friendship, he is able to put aside that and say that is elegant in prioritizing friendships between the youth. In this example now, we'll get to some of the other examples, but I think these are two examples that I don't talk about. But these are just some of the examples that I've pulled of Henderson and elegance. So first, let's go into Henderson's teaching pedagogy, because one, I think this is really important. When we talk about his elegance is tied to how he teaches, and the way that he carries himself as an educator. Croissant. I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm not French. I can't do that. Okay. And so in this case, we do see that Henry does put a very big emphasis on being educated in the particular math, science, etc., knowing your basic fundamentals. And so we can see that in this scene, he's looking out the window and sees that Lloyd is an incredibly elegant individual. However, when he looks at the scores, he's like, that doesn't make any sense. How is this elegant man parenting Anya, whose score is crap? But also we see that he is tying scores to behavior, right? And in this case, he is confused because the scores do not match up to his expectations of Lloyd's elegance. And so in this, we see that, okay, Henderson has some kind of connection between the way that people are smart and people carry themselves. And as we see, is not generally a thing. But I think what Henderson is truly looking for is an overall well-rounded individual in being elegant. You can not necessarily like a min-maxing, but a jack of all trades. Someone who's elegant should be able to navigate different situations, right? And we see in this beginning arc that Henderson is very much navigating a lot of different scenarios, or Lloyd is navigating a lot of different scenarios with elegance. We see what he's trying to stop the bulls. He's like, okay, I know how to navigate this. I am also prepared. I am prepared. I am well-rounded. I know how to support people emotionally, in the example of like when the kid falls down, setup. But when he's looking at particular elegance, he's looking for well-rounded individuals who are able to navigate a lot of different situations. And so we see, oh yeah, this is the example. Aren't you the impudent? I'm sorry, let me read this as Henderson. Well, aren't you the impudent one, Law Forger? Housemaster, we are supposed to be evaluating the children. You fool! Children emulate their parents. A 31-point child must have 31-point parents. I will expose them as the hoi polloi they are. Everybody watch out, right? This is very much speaking to what I had said earlier. His belief in that parents emulate their children. And this ties back to Lareau's argument of concerted cultivation. This is very much high-class practices. How do our children emulate and carry the values that we have? Very similar to what Hidden Scotty said, but enforcing that they are able to think for themselves and they are able to be adults in this world. Concerted cultivation, very much concerted cultivation right there. Additionally, this is that. So in this case, we are also seeing that he is the one who controls and upholds elegance for the whole of the school. We see him in a position of power where he's able to utilize resources to identify physically based on the objects of the cultural capital. Remember, objects, right? This is how Lloyd is presenting himself, clean and prim. All the other people here, like look at the way this kid's walking. This kid is not necessarily know the unspoken rules of upper class society. He has his head back, he's chill. Is that elegant? Not necessarily. We see Anya though, the way that she's walking in this scenario, very smooth, very, as I may say, elegant. And so elegance, that one's better. So yes, elegance in this case is what he's looking for. He is identifying cultural capital in this case. Do good voice acting in an anime? I would like to. I would really like to do voice acting one day, and I'm hoping to do voice acting in the future. But for now, we are relegated to our presentations. So next, in different ways in upholding elegance, right? In this case, this is what the example I was talking about before. In fact, I think the gray suit is a better fit for this school. Indeed, I have felt like some sort of peasant interviewing in the other one. Thank you for giving me a reason to change, young man. And so in this case, Henderson is very shocked that in this case, it was definitely the kid's fault that he fell in. And of course, the school paid him off to fall in. But he sees that Lloyd does not blame the kid. He says, it's okay. This is better for me anyways, and you're doing a great job. Thank you. It's sort of interesting. It's somewhat Western ideas of elegance, but also there are some abridged. Yes, there are different ways of elegance being portrayed here. And I think that is a broader conversation around how culture works globally, and I am not prepared for that conversation. But it is a good thought to have, Hidden Scotty, and I think you should hold on to it. So this is an example of elegance here, and then we have another example here that this is after like after the whole the animals get let out of the farm. We see that Lloyd comes prepared with another outfit. I'm sorry, this goes this way. They're all prepared and they're good to go. And so again, going back to Henderson really wants to see people who are well-rounded and can think over a lot of situations. Now, we also have an example where Henderson is okay with violating social norms in order to enforce elegance. And I think this is a really important value. And also, I really respect Henderson as an educator. While yes, he's a little over the top with his elegance, I also think it's really important that he upholds his beliefs as a teacher, right? There's a good quote later. There's a quote later. I have it in here. He goes ahead, and the person that he punches is essentially a nepo pick for the school. The instructor's father he's punched in the face is like the head principal or something. I don't know, some high position. And so punching him in the face is a huge, huge deal. And so he still upholds his ideals of elegance. And even in this committee, he's still upholding his ideas of elegance. Even Anya being on the wait list is him upholding ideals of elegance. Yes, they may have screwed up the interview, but the elegance and the way that how they carry themselves and the way that they work through all the situations is more important than this action. And so, yes, Henderson is incredibly important to one, not only enforcing elegance, but also enforcing what are the ideals of upper class society and how you carry yourself, what you want to do for your community and your spaces that you are in. That is why it is important that we're able to figure out what elegance is and the skill check that he enforces to understand elegance in this example. So, what is elegance? Elegance is the qualities that Henderson, are particular qualities that Henderson wants. He wants people to be prepared, kind-hearted. He wants them to, they do have to have a particular set of upper class values and objects, as we see in the way that they're gauging people when they look. And so essentially the first arc of SpyXFamily is a skill check. Basically, you need to have enough capital to be able to enter this space. So imagine, you're playing Tears of the Kingdom, and let's say you're going to Elden Village, and you need a certain amount of money to buy armor, and you need to buy fire armor, or need to know how to do particular things. I'm not mad. That is what goes through this first arc. And so we are going to go through some of the ways that Lloyd navigates elegance and how he teaches his family and adopts cultural capital. Now, the other thing I think that is really important is knowing that Lloyd is a spy. This makes for a great premise in being critical to being able to embody and emulate culture, right? Other characters, it's about just fitting in, but Lloyd is a master of disguise. He must fit into different spaces and know how to navigate these spaces well. Hence, cultural capital, embodied capital. Again, reviewing what we talked about before, embodied capital are the cultural traits that you have. So you can see in this first example, this is embodied, but also objectified culture. So one, they're observing and evaluating every move we make, trying to ascertain which of us are truly Eden Academy material. Both of you stay on your toes. The interviews are watching us. Just do it like we practiced. Do it just like we practiced. And so you can see here, they're judging, right? Look how they're dressed in this case. The flowers, the dress, the ties, they are looking at not only what they're wearing, but how they carry themselves. Are their shoulders back? What's going on? Etc. It's sort of interesting. It's somewhat Western ideas of elegance, but there are also oh wait, I read that before. My apologies. So in this case, we see embodied capital is the way that they're carrying themselves, but also what they're wearing and knowing what exactly to wear. This year's applications are a slovenly bunch. I doubt one of them could even spell the word elegance. A fine morning to you, housemaster. There is nothing fine about watching these vulgarians defile the hallowed grounds of Eden Academy. Elegance is at the root of tradition. Elegance is what will bring about a better world. And again, going back to elegance, this is rooted in traditions of this country. And so that is why in the next slide, we see that Lloyd goes and visits cultural artifacts. He goes and sees the politicians and listens to politicians and takes Anya to the museum where she sees boobies, artful boobies. This is in the case of highest classes of art, not just looking at boobies on the internet. Anyhow, I digress with the booby conversation. Tradition and social status are highly valued at Eden Academy. We must become accustomed to the finer things or our lack of refinement could expose us, right? This is him identifying that elegance is the root of tradition. He knows that what to do. And he's able to hopefully cultivate those things. And Yor is struggling, and Anya is also struggling a lot. But again, spoiler alert, they do get into the school. Also here, they're taking in the message. And this nationalist party believe there's a path to reconciliation with the West. Patriotism is a part of the curriculum is a part of the curriculum at Eden. We need to be well versed in politics, history, and more like appeasement. Just bomb Westlers back to the Stone Age. It's important that they know what people are talking about, right? In some conversations, I forgot the phrase. in those environments, right, we have those conversations versus you are a Democrat, you are a Republican, you are X party. Like you need to have such opinion. This is the opinion I'm telling you to have versus I am choosing to have my own opinions. And in this case, yes, Lloyd is doing this just for the sake of being able to get in the school and embodying and being in alignment to the beliefs of the school. However, it is important that they get into the school and that they're aligned with these traditions and, in essence, elegance. Okay, let me get some water. Does anybody have any questions while I grab some water? And so, I don't see any questions. So we can see that in here, Lloyd is trying to make sure that everyone is prepared. They have the right answers. And so even in this case, yes, this is embodied culture. These are knowing the right answers and kind of faking it, but faking it works. Fake it till you make it. And in this case, we see that Anya is prepared. She has the answers ready. What do you do on your days off? I go to the opera and art museums and eat at restaurants. That's not something I do. I go to the grocery store and I do groceries. I practice piano. I don't go to the opera. I don't go to the museums. I do like museums. I really like museums. Basically, when I'm going to Central Europe, I'll just be at museums. And so it's not only about how Anya carries herself, but also how Yor carries herself as well. Okay, next we have, more embodied capital. And so again, this is knowing the actions, right? These actions are what indicates to Henderson what is important. And so here he's shocked that they're saluting the founder. But you can see here, I am Twilight, master of 1,000 faces. I respect tradition. I can be exactly who you want me to be. I do it every day. And then we see Anya. Bald guy. Also, hello, Wenham. And then we also see Yor. I have no idea who this man is, but I will follow. Which I think is hilarious. They don't have any idea, but they're able to fake it, right? As long as you are able to exhibit the qualities of upper class, then you are able to be in that space. We also have some other struggles across class in the way that Damian basically has a crush on Anya, but he says that one, he's not going to allow this. This is also after he gets into school. And basically what he says is, okay, this is after Anya punches him and she apologizes. And he specifically says, damn it, I'd rather die than accept that. Which is, I'm sorry. That's right, she went right against me, right to my face, straight at me, looking me right in the eye. No, that's not what I meant. My heart is pounding, not with the commoner like her. I'd rather die than accept that. The heart wants what the heart wants, Damian. Also, Anya's adorable. How dare you say that? But also, he is in conflict with one. He is committed to his family. And we see that his conflict throughout this is, how do I serve my dad best? And of course this requires therapy. But this is a manga. We don't get therapy like that. He's trying to figure out how to best support his family and how he can serve his dad to gain his father's affirmation. And so in that, like, I'm assuming not with the commoner like her is a phrase like, oh, I need to be married to upper class, someone of like similar social class where I can use them, etc. And so with that, we see that there is a struggle even between classes. Upper class should not marry lower class, and with these ideas. We also see other forms of embodied traditional nuclear families, right? You've got to be kidding me. A wife who doesn't even cook? You need to work harder to set an example for your daughter, ma'am. And then Lloyd responds with, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. My wife is incredibly neat. She keeps the house spotless. And she does a wonderful job with our daughter. She's so intuitive at times. And then he's talking about Anya. She's so intuitive that at times I'd swear that she was reading my mind. As for weaknesses, I do wish she was a little less picky about food. And then, what do you see in her, Mrs. Forger? How would you describe your parenting style toward her? As you say, I'm not her birth mother, so I must admit that at first I might have spoiled her a bit in my attempts to win her over. I have had to learn to be strict sometimes. For the sake of her future, I work hard to remember that, just like we rehearsed. And so, in this case, we see that this garbage man is asking about nuclear families and pushing these buttons. And he is also very much showing what women need to do in the society. In this society, women are to be housewives and to clean the spaces. You also see that in some of the chapters, particularly upper class women. Damien's mom, actually runs into Yor at the mall and they do a big shopping trip. In this case, we also see that most of the people who are in power are men. And so in here, we see that this is like a traditional power structures, traditional, etc. And this is the capital that is valued. And as many people have said, it's about fitting into the system of society and also trying to find a balance. In this case, Lloyd does a really good job of doing that. And I think in this case, you've seen a lot of different examples of the different ways cultural capital is exhibited. Just the way that the characters' mannerisms, the characters' outfits, the characters' discourse, they're all a part of building this larger argument about how Lloyd is able to engage. Wait, really? If they're upper class, why don't they have... I'm sorry, you're right. Some of them don't cook. It's like some of Yor's friends. Yor's friends cook, or they go to the restaurant and stuff. I don't think she was cooking. That's my correction. Finally, we have institutionalized capital here. Institutionalized capital in this form comes in being accepted into Eden Academy. And so on the right is a panel from Eden Academy. You are the chosen few. And I think this phrase of you are the chosen few is an incredibly powerful statement, particularly considering how difficult it is to get into Eden Academy. And so at like the Ivy League institutions in the United States, there's very much this message: you are the chosen few who have attended this university. You are the top to 1% to be able to achieve such greatness at this institution. You can and will do great things. They have an abundance of resources to essentially imagine whatever you want to do. And so this example here is very similar to on the right. That is Harvard's commencement. I think that's a very common phrase, but I also like it looks very similar to the imagery here, right? We have I don't know if there's a podium or not, but it's a lectern, a podium, it's a thing with a mic. And so we also have the Ph.D. robes. This is also Tom Hanks. He was their speaker. I think he was given an honorary degree. But the cap he wears, this guy has a Ph.D. You can tell he has a Ph.D. because he has a different robe. He has these things here. He has the octagon hat. I think that is UK system. Other PhDs in other countries are different. There's one country that gives you a sword when you defend your PhD. Like, I want a sword. I don't know why I picked the United States. I'm kidding. I know why I picked the United States. I live here. But you know, I just, all I get out of my PhD is I have to buy an expensive robe that I'm going to wear once. You know, when I get that PhD, I'm going to wear the crap out of that robe all the time. Anyhow, maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Anyhow, we digress. So anyhow, institutionalized capital is simply being at Eden Academy. Other forms of cultural capital. This is not institutionalized. This should probably be more culture and objectified, but it says institutionalized. I'm going to change that because I can. This is objectified. Actually, this is probably what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Embodied. This is embodied. Okay. So embodied cultural capital in this case is once Anya's in school, she has to have very similar interests to the rest of her classmates. And so basically Anya was like, Daddy, why don't we go on cool things like cruises and stuff, or have a dog? And so even though these are qualities that eventually lead to objects that she obtains, this is very much the flavors and tastes of the upper class, right? Why don't we go on cruises and travel, you know? And that's what happens here. Anya eventually goes on a cruise and with Dad, and they hang out. And again, we also see she goes to the opera and art museums. So again, we also see violations of these norms, and Twilight makes a very calculated decision here, and blah, 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 blah. And this is where Lloyd wants to almost punch the guy, but punches the mosquito. And again, he's able to make those decisions. Violations of cultural capital. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of slides. Cultivating youth. So that is all the forms of capital that we can identify. at least some of them. And I think those are the most prominent examples that we've pulled from Lloyd and how he's navigating it. Lloyd and his family navigating cultural capital. I'm gonna stop here. Does anybody have any questions, comments, complaints, arguments, or otherwise? While I count to 10 and drink water. Okay, I'm moving on. We're moving on. Okie doker. So the next question is, now that we've identified different ways that capital is practiced and embodied, we can look at how the youth are cultivated at Eden Academy based on the theories that we have been presented. And also understanding that elegance is an incredibly important part of this. So we see that Anya very much embodies concerted cultivation. And we've talked about this already. We've talked about her going to museums, eventually going on cruises, sitting through this opera. But we actually don't see many examples of natural growth unless it is a backstory for someone. Because Anya is now of the upper class. However, Lloyd did not grow up in upper class society. Lloyd grew up in a war-torn country in a village. And his ways of spending time with his friends is, let me move myself over, is hanging out at the, hanging out and being kids. Like, he just runs around. And so they play war. And of course his dad gets mad at him. But yeah, he goes out and plays war with his friends. Like, they just facilitate their own time. And fortunately, Lloyd turned out great because of that. Other examples would be, I think your worked a lot. And so accomplishments of natural growth, I don't think it's considered cultivation, but she had to work to support her younger brother. And so we don't really see examples of accomplishments of natural growth as often unless you're going to the backstory of one of the characters, because of some of the class differences between the characters. Oh my God, this is short. This is short. Let's go. I don't think there's actually much to say about those. I think I've already spoken a lot about some of the differences in concerted cultivation with Anya and how she embodies that. But the conclusion for this is, again, I have written this out already. Let me scooch myself over one more time. So I wrote this out because I think it's really important that why I really like SpyXFamily, but why I really enjoy SpyXFamily. Yes, SpyXFamily has a banger opening, and indeed Anya is very cute. However, what really sells the series to me is the insertion of habitus and concerted cultivation. The story is meant to be a broader narrative about conflict between two warring nations. However, the show focuses on how elites and education play a fundamental role in shaping the future of a country. Lloyd's profession demands that he is able to understand nuanced social cues lest his life be compromised. Further, his humble background and tragic story provide him a lens and motivation to be able to move forward and continue to do his work. While Henry Henderson is first introduced as a comical character, Henderson provides a measure of elegance in the expectations of Eden Academy. He strives to uphold elegance, however, he will deviate when his personal teaching pedagogy contrasts school bureaucracy. SpyXFamily does a good job portraying how Bourdieu's habitus can be applied, particularly because of the nature of Lloyd's work. While after the first arc there's less mentioning of habitus, the series can still provide many examples. And that's the last slide. All this to say, I really enjoy SpyXFamily. I enjoy the humor. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the backstories. But overall, what really sells me on SpyXFamily is the way they incorporate sociological concepts into the characters and how they work. Vijeo, question. Is there a way to know if norms are objectively correct? Ooh, Vijeo, that is a challenging question. And that will get us into the conversation on... Let me make sure I have the correct word for this. I just had to pull out a book. That is a question between... It is a question of... Where's my method section? Ontology. That is an... I think 3 is pretty good. So to answer Vijayo's question, The question that Vijay is essentially asking is, what is reality? And that is what sociologists and other qualitative researchers would call an ontological question. And according to Terrell from the book Writing a Proposal for Your Dissertation, ontology is a research belief about reality. Is there only one reality that we can identify and verify, or are there multiple realities that we can construct? And that is the big question. And so the question is, do we believe in objectivity in this case? Now, as a social scientist, I believe that we have many, many different lenses. Positivism is one of the earliest lenses of analysis. And positivism, while works in some fields, such as the natural sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, there are hard and fast rules to the way that the universe works, for the most part. But in social sciences, it's different. And particularly speaking about cultural norms, are they objectively correct? That's really, really hard. Like, if I give you a thumbs up in the United States, I am telling someone else, I forgot what it is. In another country, like, I'm telling them to go fuck themselves. Oh wait, I can say that. I'm telling them to go fuck themselves, right? Like, I'm not, is this to say like one of these cultural norms is more objectively correct than the other? Not necessarily. And for me to have a lens to say that there's one that's more objectively correct than the other, not so much. Now, where I think that can get into some cloudy territory is, like, if we say, you know, women should work in the kitchen, like, is that objectively correct? And the second is, would I let that slide? Now, in some cultures, I would say, if that is the norm that they have, sure. But my belief is that women are people who should have choices. They should have the choice to do what they want. If they want to be in the kitchen, I'm not going to stop you. Like, go for it. But also, if you want to go and be like a CEO or like girl boss, like, hey, I'm here for you. Let me know how I can support you in whatever way I can. God dang it. I need to click on OBS before I refresh the god dang thing. Like, you go for it. And the other thing is, like, you know, for culture, it's like, what is the role of like particular gender norms, etc. In conclusion, is there objectivity within cultural norms? No. I don't believe you can have an objective cultural normed perspective. I personally believe that your lenses and your experiences inform the way that you work. Going back to some of the conversations on cultural capital, your embodied cultural capital informs the way that you will look at the world. The people that you grow up with, the people you grow up with, the things that you read, the media you consume, what you're doing on Instagram, on Reddit, the people you engage with, they all shape how you think about the world and will form your norms. And even like people who consume VTuber content, right? You're gonna think about things differently. Like, you know, lollies. I won't get into that. But there are ways that people navigate those things. So to answer your question, Vijay, is there a way to know if norms are objectively correct? In the way that I understand and see the world, I don't think there is a way to know if there's something objectively correct because of the ways that we see the world. But there are things that may just like not sit with me well. And some of those things that don't sit with me well are just like based on my world perspective and like just the way that we like treat people. For example, like, I'm trying to think. You know what? This is probably going to be a slightly hotter take, but under 18. Actually, that's not even a hot take. Like, children, they're children. We don't marry children, right? Some people may make a cultural argument for that, but that does not sit well with me. All right, that is not okay. Like, I'm not even comfortable with, let's objectify the 18-year-old on in Persona 5. She's hot. She's less than 18. She's still in school. This may be me because I'm a teacher, but like, Now, if you're over 18, sure, let's chat. But also, I'm not dating my students. That's weird. Like, Now, like, I think things get different for like grad students because sometimes the grad students can be a lot older, and I'm not saying grad students should date their. Actually, there's still a lot of gray lines with that too. Like that's nah. For me, that's nah. I know of some cases of academics who get together with like students they've had. That doesn't sit well with, like, more power to them, but yeah. I'll stop there. Well, that's power imbalance. That's a totally different thing. Is it though? I think that power imbalance, some people could also argue that as a cultural thing, right? So I would say what norm is objectively correct is the things that overlay, like murder is viewed as a crime by a majority of cultures, but also you can't always use the masses. But I would say that's more about humanity. I think there's underlying rules about how humanity can operate, but that's not necessarily culture based. Like, sure, there is the UN like universal human rights. Universal human rights are different from culture though. Like, those are sets of rules. I can find a way to justify murder. There are plenty of ways to justify murder. Like, there's arguments to justify murder, but I think the cultural context in which you can justify that murder varies. Like, what if this person was about to stab me and in self-defense I stabbed them and I didn't realize where I stabbed them? In some cultures, like, you killed a man still. It doesn't matter if it was self-defense. You're dead. Like, goodbye. Other cultures, it is self-defense. Like, you're okay. It depends on how you're going to frame that argument and how you're going, and what context you're going to frame it. So again, I don't believe that there's objectively correct things. Now, I think there are, like, I would agree with you that there are a majority of cultures that say XYZ, but even majority, I think there are rules that sit right. There are things that sit right and don't sit right with us. And it's important to follow those that gut feeling. Because there's so much gray space. Life is gray. Life is not black and white. And I think we just need to take more time to talk and understand some of those things. Also, you're totally fine, Vijeo. I see you typing. I see you doing it. You're totally fine. Please take your time with your keyboard and getting that situated. I know you're trying your best to engage. I also think that's a really great question that you asked. And I think for social scientists, it really is about, how do you engage? Actually, I do like the slide that we had here with the cultural capital. Like, we'll keep the slide up, but it's more so about differences in how we understand the world. And that is ontological, a researcher's belief about reality. And there's also other ways that these words pop up during research. So yes, any other questions that we can talk about and chat about? Because, we are reaching the end of our lecture, and hopefully we can get more conversation. I don't actually have my next anime planned. I'm trying to figure out what would be a good direction to go in. I'm not sure if I want to go into some other series. I did watch Steins Gate, and I think it's doable, but it'll be hard. Like, even SpyXFamily, there wasn't much of an argument that I could make. I can just say that I really enjoyed this series because of the way that it did. I need to go. I had fun. Thank you. I hope you had fun too. Check Moriarty. I've also been told to check out Moriarty the Patriot by some other folks. Some of the themes that we covered today. Yeah, I think a lot of the themes, basically, SpyXFamily and Hunter and SpyXFamily and My Hero Academia have covered a lot of material that we will use in a lot of other anime analyses. This conversation around cultural capital, this conversation around schools and institutions, broader governance, are very applicable to many other series. This is important to One Piece. It's important to Hunter x Hunter. Anything where it's a really fleshed out world, these components become really, really critical. I was going back through Assassination Classroom because it's been forever since I'd watched it. Actually, I haven't watched it. I read through it a long time ago. But even Assassination Classroom has some really, really interesting dialogue, like story plot lines that really guide people into it. Hopefully this provides a good start. And again, if you have recommendations on other series that I should watch, please let me know. Drop it in the Twitters. Assassination Classroom. It's very, very old now. Very old. It's sad. sounds and looks old, but it's still, I think it's still okay. So again, make sure if you do have anime recommendations, go ahead and drop them in the Discord, or you can drop them on Twitter. Just at me and be like, hey Zhuni, this was cool. And also thank you so much. I will not be streaming tomorrow because one, I want to sleep in. I don't know. I'm still deciding. I'm trying to prepare more content for you all before I head out to Central Europe. And so, wow, I do and so a lot. That's a bad combo here. What I would like to do is prepare more shorts before I leave. And so just making some more piano things, some other vocal things before I leave. So I'm going to use that time tomorrow morning to make that because I will be on campus. Shugo Chara, who's Shugo Chara? Are you... Say, what are you doing? Say, what is Shugo Chara? Hold on. Shugo Chara. Oh, that's an anime series. Okay. Wait. Witch from Mercury would be really good. Witch from Mercury would be really, really good to do. I'll do Witch from Mercury. That literally takes place in a school. That basically takes the best of My Hero Academia and SpyXFamily. But also let me see the Shugo Chara. Okay. You know what? Let me just look it up now. It looks safe to look up. Shugo Chara. Okay. Shugo Chara, also known as My Guardian Character, is a Japanese shoujo manga series created by the manga author duo Peach Pit. The story centers on an elementary school girl, Amu Hinamori, whose popular exterior, referred to as cool and spicy by her classmates, contrasts with her introverted personality. When Amu wishes for the courage to be born as her would-be self, she is surprised to find 3 colorful eggs the next morning. Oh. Interesting. We're gonna read this. Later on in the series, a 4th yellow, okay. Meanwhile, the Easter egg is extracting people. What the heck? Whoa. What am I reading? Oh! Can't read it. It's Blair's favorite. This is garbage. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Blair. You're already gone. I'm sorry. Uncalled for. I'll watch it. I'll give it a go. I'll add it to my list of things to watch. Let me go ahead and write it down. Let me get my notepad out. Oh wait! Since we're ending stream early today, hold on. I can actually show you my Minecraft stuff. I will actually go through. Okay, hold on. I don't need this piece of paper. Let me rip this piece of paper and write down Shugo. Ooh, what happened to this paper? Shugo Chara. Okay. Shugo Chara has been documented. All right. Any other recommendations? Drop it in. With us ending class and me still having time to stream, I'm going to switch us to studio mode and just chatting. And put my jacket back on. There we go. Yes, we can finally. Oh yes, we're getting back into Minecraft. Oh my god. Okay, I have been waiting to show you Minecraft stuff for a while. Basically, the rest of this stream is everything I don't usually get to do with you all. Oh my god, Minecraft. If you have any other questions about lecture, please ask during Minecraft. But I have been playing so much Minecraft. Like, it is bad. It's really bad. Like, I'll be working on my presentation and then I'm like, you know what? I need a break. I'm gonna play Minecraft. And then I'm playing Minecraft for far too long. Holy God, it's so bad. Like, Ayla and I were talking with a friend today, and it was like, yeah, Zhuni's up till like 2 a.m. playing Minecraft. This is the Zhuni who goes to sleep at like 10 a.m. usually. And I was like, Ayla, please don't expose me like this. But also, Ayla isn't wrong. She's keeping me accountable. I don't want to be accountable. I just want to hang out and have a good time. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Anyhow, let me get this loaded up for you all. Okay. Are you all ready? Are you all ready for Minecraft? Because we are about to have a goddamn good time with Minecraft. Let me get game capture up. Minecraft. What? I have Minecraft already? Where's Minecraft? City Skyline. Oh, I turned Minecraft off. No, I didn't even add Minecraft. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Are you all ready? In these recent updates, I've literally never found one of those biomes. I don't even know what those biomes are, Scotty. I truly have no idea what's going on. This is still like very, very new to me. So we're gonna go ahead and transition. All right. So music off. Let me turn off BGM and let me turn on desktop audio. Oh, game's silent. Game is silent. Did I turn off the music? Hold on. Let me figure out my music situation. Volume mixer. Okay. Oh, I turned down. Okay. I think you can hear it. Also, hello, Estuco. Welcome on back. Okay. One, Zhuni does not have a Minecraft problem, right? Let's start there. Zhuni does not have a Minecraft problem. The last time last time we had this house, you know, and we had this, okay? This is the new Zhuni fortress. All right? What the F is your hotbar? Why is your I was busy, okay? I was busy. This is the new Zhuni fortress. We expanded a little bit and we're working on this. And we're gonna go into the fortress, and I will show you the progress that I've made. All right. Okay. First off, I have a plan to get the turtle. All right. I have a plan. I've made a path down here, so next to the water, so that we can get Boogie. Okay. I am fully prepared to get Boogie the turtle. All right. I have made an underground pathway just for this. Also, hi, Rose. Okay. Yeah. Also, thank you. I appreciate it. This is grass now. So I have made this, and we are really going to try and get, we're going to work on this. I'm still cleaning this. I'm not sure what to do. And we're working on it. We're working on this. Is it a golden plan? It's a very golden plan. You're smuggling turtles. We're absolutely going to be smuggling turtles. Don't judge me. All right. First off, I'm going to show you the downstairs. Remember, this used to all just be granite. I added fancy walls. Also, goddamn Kevin are all over here. They killed me a couple of times. They made me go into the wall and they murdered me. I'm done with these horses. The horses are stuck behind the wall. We don't talk about them. I expanded this way a bit, but okay. The one thing I am most proud of at this point in time, I stopped construction here, but I was trying to explore this cavern because I wanted to know where the goddamn water came, and I have no idea where the water starts or ends. But on the other hand, I made a fun journey. I built a tunnel, and look, it takes us outside to the literal middle of nowhere. But when I was building this, I was like, that's close to the nether portal. So what I did was I built another tunnel. I built another tunnel to the other side to the nether portal. Look, it's the nether another portal. It's the outdoors. You can see. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I had a great time. Oh man. Anyways, back underground. The goal of this is to eventually build a minecart that goes through here, so I don't have to walk. The minecart's gonna go straight through here. Okay, this isn't even my this is not even my Magnus Open, not even Opus, not even my final form. All right. Okay. Next, I built a massive goddamn staircase. Okay, this is what I was working on last time. I am going to run down here. I built a goddamn long staircase. This is such a long staircase. I was really hoping that I could find a way to automate this. You know, like how do I get a minecart to go downstairs? And we're gonna keep running. I don't know if I can be nice about Scotty. I swear to God, I'm having a good time. All right, don't ruin my fun. To each their own. All right. So the other day, I found this, and I was like, oh, what is this? And so then I started exploring. I built some staircases, and then I built a balcony. So I was like, wow. And then I found lava, and I found water, and I found things that kill me quite frequently here. There are so many times I've died in this area because I have no armor and no sword still. But I started a new project, and I forgot my stairs. So I built a new staircase, and I built a new hallway, and I built a new path, because I like digging holes. I was like, wow, look at this fun adventure. And so, what, oh, God dang it. So, so I built more tunnels. And I had a good time. There's actually a lot of really cool stuff around here though. Like hold on, we go up. I found like redstone, I found gold, I found a lot of good stuff. I'm trying to light this area up so I can stop dying because it's really annoying getting attacked. Basically, the moment I see a skeleton, I run because I'm going to die. Like, it is dangerous. Did I build this? What was I do? I built this. What on earth was I doing here? You know what it's time for? Digging more goddamn holes, I think. I don't know what I was planning here. Oh, is that grass? Is that grass over there? Zhuni, your home is a life-size funhouse of doom, and I love it. It's so chaotic. It is like, oh, it's a very chaotic space. I fully own it. It's a funhouse of doom. And that is the way I like it. All right. Also, I have not showed you the second floor. I have started a second floor. So, hold on. I can show you the second floor. It's glow lich. Oh, I'm gonna get it at some point. Not now, but I will grab it at some point. All right. I didn't show you the second floor of the house. I also have found redstone. I've looked into developing redstone stuff, so I need to figure out how to do it. God, it takes forever to walk around. Okay. So I'm gonna also finish this up. And what we'll do is I will show you the second floor. The second floor is something I've been working on recently. I found windows. I got windows. Finally got windows. And I decided to like add some cool stuff. So like I look, you can look down. It's great. You need shears or something, or silk touch, I can't remember. Okay. But I built stairs, so now we can go up on the roof. The goal is to start building more trees around Ayla's house, and plant more trees around there. So Ayla has more things to see, or like has more trees in general. And yeah, that's the plan right now. And I need to look more into redstone materials, and I just need to learn more. I need to learn more about the materials. So at this point, I think my plan is when I want to decorate the house, I also need to find out what to do with this top part. I made it. Oh, I sleep here. Actually, I should go to sleep. I've been trying to decide, like, what am I gonna do? Is the second floor going to be your lab? It currently was and is, but I don't know, like, what I can and can't do. Also, Kevin is still here. Kevin's a good boy. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of Minecrafting, and hopefully at some point I just live off of bread as well. Like that's truly all I eat, just bread, which is fine. Yeah, I'm trying to learn what to do. I've also tried to clean up some of these boxes. I think I'm gonna start moving these things. I think so. I think that'll be the bedroom. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to live down here or if I want to live up there. But like the goal is to just never go outside. The goal is just to be able to live indoors and never come out ever. Yeah, that is all I have with Minecraft at this point in time. We will do another Minecraft stream when I have more of a plan, but I wanted to show you all the progress that I had made. I don't know if you want to call it progress or not, but some of the progress that we've made before, like I really am enjoying the game. Like I really enjoy just the mindless digging holes. Like am I in a really boring meeting? I'll just sit there, hold down right click and just mine, and I'll listen, I'll listen, but like, this is really easy mindless stuff to do. And so I'm still trying to decide if I do want to continue exploring. You're right. I could make an observation tower. But also Ayla's house is kind of an observation tower. Like kind of already is that. And I don't want to intrude on the skyline cuz Ayla's got a good observation tower. Hold on. Hit. Like that's a lot of observation. Also, I realized she killed a lot of trees. You know what? We're gonna plant some trees. She had to murder a lot of trees for this. Like so many trees were lost in the making of that. So I'm currently replanting all the trees. I'm not sure if we want the open space though. I kind of like being a mole person who's living underground. Like it's fun. It's a fun time living underground. Let me go get the trees though. We're gonna go plant more trees because Ayla killed all the trees, which I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I swear to you, like more power to you. If you want to, yeah, trees. Oh God, what are you doing? Go away. Nope. We're done. Is it shooting my door? Is it hurting me? Okay, hold on. Let's go to the second floor and find out. What is it doing? I don't have a shield. I should make armor, actually. What is attacking me? Is it still out there? Hello? Is it safe? I don't know if it's safe or not. Okay, we're just gonna hop out. Okay. No worries, Sylvia. Have a wonderful time. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. That's fine. Is there someone here? Huh. Is it the traveling merchant? Oh, that's fine. This house is a literal death Prism. It's fine. We will make it safer at some point. I may have fallen off a couple times, but that's okay. Falling happens. Okay, the last thing we'll do is we'll plant some trees and then we're moving. Oh wait, there's another entrance that I made. Is there another entrance that I made around here? Oh, no, it's not that one. Okay. Okay, we'll plant some trees and then we're done. We'll plant some trees and we're done. Yes. Okay. Plant some happy tree. 3 trees. All right. Let's repopulate the. Just stay there. No worries. Happy tree. Okay, we're done. We're done. Okay. We're done. We're leaving before the creeper gets us. Grab the wheat and go. 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 Okay. Good. Yeah. We're fine. Okay. That's Minecraft. That is where we are in Minecraft. We will work on making prettier things at some point, but not now. Not now at all. Okay, moving on. That is all I actually have for stream today. Switch and BGM. Okay. Yeah. So that is Minecraft. Hopefully that is a decent start to the game. I like it a lot. I like digging holes. I'm gonna work on redstones, and hopefully we can hang out. And I'll plan the lab room, because I want to build some cool stuff too. But before we go, since I won't be streaming tomorrow, should I end on a song? I don't know if I'm warmed up. Oh, that's too cool. You're fine. You're totally fine. You're good. You're totally fine. Please, okay. All joking aside, yes, I would like you to be on time for class during these streams, but also you all have a lot of other things to do with your lives, and I appreciate your support in being here and spending time with me. I know there's a lot of other things that you can be doing, and I greatly appreciate whatever time you spend here. Also, the other good news is like YouTube not lowered, they changed some of the requirements. So I think at some point, like, we'll have stuff. I don't know. I have to check the policy on that. But like, we might have stuff that you can do and engage with, and like, you know, we can do stuff. I think. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's really it. That's it for now. Yeah. 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 That's all I got. Yeah. And, it's kind of nice, you know, ending a stream on time. That hasn't happened in a long time. Okay, we'll do one song. We will do a song because it feels weird to end this early. We can doodle around on the piano for a bit. Or you know what? We can just end. We can end. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. The next stream. Oh, wait. I actually do have things to talk about. The next stream will be taking place on we will be we will be hanging out with Jazz and Spark. And Jazz and Spark, we will be doing share the stage. So I've actually had to practice a lot. And so share the stage will be taking place on Thursday on Jazz and Spark's stream on Twitch. And so here's the flyer. What we'll be doing on that stream is we'll be doing some singing. I've been told to prepare some songs. I have not prepared much, but the one thing I did realize is I think I can sing Fly Me to the Moon because we're not on YouTube. I will double check, but there's a version of Fly Me to the Moon that I think is hilarious. Allow me to play a short snippet of it. Just kidding. I don't think I'm going to play a short snippet of it. So on Thursday, please catch me on Jazz and Spark stream from 7 to 9. 9:30, 10ish, where we'll be doing some singing. So I actually think it's quite appropriate to end on a couple songs that I should have been practicing. So I think I did work on I Will Survive, and yeah, I think he also, like, Jazz and Sparks is just a very cool dude. I really enjoyed. Did I break the stream? I think. Huh. I think Zhuni broke again. Hold on. I think we actually might have to end here. Okay, Zhuni's fine. Sorry, my computer's been acting up a bit today. We'll end on one song and then we will go ahead and call quits. Because I should probably practice more. Yeah, I actually do need to practice a lot of stuff. So let me go ahead and get this set up and then we can go ahead and we will end stream. Nope, Zhuni Sensei is back. Sorry, I don't know what happened. My computer has just been really, really weird. Let me go ahead. We'll do one last song. Let me warm up a bit and get my piano launched. That took way too long, but something broke. Something broke. Let me. Okay. You by my side, but then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong and I grew strong and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. You know what? Nothing's working today. Nothing is working today. That's fine. You know what? We're done. We are done. Is it working now? You know what? It's fine. We're going to take this as our sign to end stream. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all for being here. I'm going to get my computer organized and cleaned up. I'm not sure why it's acting up, but it's been a bad computer today, and I think it's something with Steam. Tomorrow on Thursday, we'll be with Jazz and Sparks on his channel, and then Friday, we'll be back here doing Takes Two with Ayla. But with all that, got nothing else. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will catch you later. Goodbye.